crawl to a table. Lies by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life, love and pride, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors a pit, quick, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Monday. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Dang, why does my camera always do that? I think Ace runs into it. That's what I think happens, why it's always like that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, and I think it is because Ace bumps into it when he's going by, when he does this there. But he is my boy, and he can do what the hell he wants. Well, I'm going to have to fix that, so I'm going to have to make sure. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, that's better. Anyway, hope everybody's having a fantastic day and enjoyed your weekend. I know I had a pretty good weekend. I had a good weekend, actually. Enjoyed myself. Yesterday was just football pro. Had a bunch of football games yesterday with some good football games Saturday night in college. And, of course, OU's huge win at Auburn, over Auburn, which, of course, their defense is just, I mean, Brent Venables was down, came to OU because defense is his forte, and that's, what is genuinely the case is whatever your side of the ball is as a coach, head coach. If like Lincoln Riley, his side of the ball is offense. USC, very good offense. Venables' side is defense. OU's defense is very good. Now, they do have Seth Luttrell as the offensive coordinator, and he's trying to fix everything. But I will say this, that was a great win by them. And I did say that what OU was going to have to do, they were going to have to win that game. There was no question they were going to have to win that game because if they don't win that game, they're in trouble. I mean, quite frankly, they're in trouble. So congratulations to the Sooners, ranked 19th now, 27-21 win over Auburn at Auburn. Like I said, great game, and we sat around and we were screaming and yelling and enjoying it after we watched that OSU fiasco, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Which my frustration level is the umpteenth order when it comes to Oklahoma State. It's just ridiculous to me. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. My former coach, John Gray, told me, quit sniffling on air. And I'm like, well, brother, when you have sinus issues, that's what you do. So I'm trying to quit sniffling on air. I just turn the sound down, blow my nose. That's what I'll do, just so he won't yell at me. Louisville lost to Notre Dame. Once again, Notre Dame's taking care of business. They just have that one blemish on their record, but, they're taking care of business against top ranked teams. That's what they've done. And at the time, they were 16th, and Louisville was 15th. And this past weekend, they took care of business, 31-24. And you can say what you want to about Notre Dame. The bottom line is with the 12-team playoffs now, I think they're going to be okay as far as getting into to that deal. So they'll be in the play. They're not going to be one of the top four, but they never were expected to be anyways. But you know that they were going to be right in there, and that upset loss at home really killed them. Georgia and Alabama. Well, let me go to Penn State and Illinois first. Illinois, Penn State. Going to Happy Valley is not an easy deal for anybody to go get a W there. And they just took care of business. I mean, Penn State is slowly getting back to where they used to be. They're not quite there yet, but they are getting there. You got to like what you saw there from the Nittany Lions there. They took care of business against a very good Illinois. Remember, I know you're going to hate this, Drew, but they went to Nebraska and handled they beat the Cornhuskers, and then they had to turn around and go to Happy Valley. And they just could not sustain that level. And plus, they're coming off a big victory there against Nebraska. Then you got to turn around and get up again for Happy Valley now. I'm not saying Nebraska is the same as Penn State. I'm not saying that at all, but, Nebraska is still a very good team. And, the quarterback, had he handled his business and made the throws he's supposed to make, Nebraska probably would have won that game, but they did not. So that's what ended up happening. Now, by the way, if you want to follow us, please go to YouTube and search the Unpopular Hour. Let me pull that up, guys, up for you. Go to YouTube, search the Unpopular Hour of Matt Clark. You can like, subscribe, hit notifications, and then that way you can watch our show and what we're doing. You can comment or ask any questions, and I can see it right there. So go to YouTube, search the Unpopular Hour of Matt Clark, like, subscribe, hit notifications, and then if you want to comment, I can see it, or if you want to ask the questions, I can see it. Also, tonight we will be doing After the Storm. Our first preseason show we'll be doing After the Storm tonight, kind of giving our preseason view of what's going to happen with the Thunder and what we're going to do with that. So please, you can go ahead and do the same thing with that. Like, subscribe, hit notifications, and I'll be able to see whatever you're doing there. And then, of course, MC Sports Network. Go to that, www.mcsportsnetwork.com. If you'll do that, we'll be able to you can just watch any of the former shows. And then also, now you can actually buy the Matt Clark Academy shirts, because everybody's asking me about shirts. Man, where's my shirt? I don't have a shirt, blah, blah, blah. Well, now you're asking, go to mcsportsnetwork.com and buy your own shirt. And you can get whatever size. And if y'all want to get that trashy not trashy, I ain't going to say that anymore since they're not in our conference. But if you want to get OU shirts, the red and white, you can do that, because I'm not ever going to have that on my body. But if you want to have it on your body, then you're more than welcome to do that. So go ahead. But anyway, Georgia, Alabama. That was not the score. That was, what the hell is that on there like that? That should not be on there. That was not the score of the Georgia-Alabama game. Let me see. I don't know why that's on there like that. That was not the score. It was 41-34, not 22. I don't know why that's on. That is not correct, and I'm sorry about that, but that is not correct. I'm going to go ahead and let me see, where is it at? See if I can get that fixed. But anyway, that was not the score, and I'm going to get that corrected right away, because that was not the football score. And what a hell of a game that was, by the way. And I know if you guys watched it, y'all can appreciate it too. I mean, what a hell of a game it was, and everybody assumed that it was going to go in overtime. I know I did. I know if you were watching, you expected it to go overtime. So, but Alabama came back, and Jaden Mulrook, he made a fantastic throw, and even better run and catch and moves that he made to win the game for them. But what a hell of a game, and I enjoyed it. And congratulations to the Crimson Tide. Once again, Kalen DeBoer, they are on it, and they are doing what they needed to do to preserve. Okay, here, let's get that squared away, because that drives me crazy when I get the scores wrong. There we go. Now that's much better. Doesn't that much better to you guys? That's much better to me. I know that's much better when I look at it, getting that score correctly. It'll pop up in just a minute. It's going to take it a little bit. But anyway, 41-34 was the score of that game. And like I said, great game it was. I enjoyed watching that game and watching what Alabama did and what Georgia did. Especially, I assumed when they got down 28 to, 21-3, 21-7, whatever it was, I thought they were done. And they came back, and what a hell of a game it was. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And now when you look at the college football rankings, you can see now that Alabama is now number 1. Number 2 is Texas. Number 3, Ohio State. 4, Tennessee. OU has moved up to 19, and, of course, Oklahoma State after their getting drubbed by Kansas State, which we'll have that on here in a minute. That Oklahoma State is now out of the top 25. Kansas State has moved up to 20. But anyway, when you look at it, you can see Georgia 5. They dropped to 5 from number 1 to number 2 to 5. Texas it got dropped down, which they're off this week. OU's, I think they both have bye weeks, because Texas has a huge deal coming up, and OU does too, as far as their schedule on what they got to do. But at least they both have a week to prepare for each other. But once again, Texas is going to have a huge deal, and you can look at it now and we'll see what it is. The Big 12 has how many teams? BYU, Utah, Iowa State, Kansas State. That's 4. So they have 4 teams in the top 25. But when you look at it top heavy, Alabama SEC, Texas SEC, Tennessee and SEC, Georgia SEC. Is a letter Missouri SEC. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams out of top 10 are SEC teams, and so that gives you a feel for what the SEC is doing. But I mean, what a hell of a game it was by that game. And plus, what I loved about it is you had the OU game, and then you had that game back to back. I mean, what games that there were? I'm a basketball guy. I'm not really a football guy, but I do enjoy watching football. But I'm a basketball guy. Everybody, y'all all know I'm a basketball guy. I'm not really a football guy. I mean, I do like it, but it's the one sport that I do not have an NFL team. It's the one sport I don't have a team. I have a baseball team. I have a basketball team. I even have hockey, but I do not have a football team. I like players. I don't really like teams so much. I just like players. That's what I do in football. I don't know why that is, but I just never really had a football team. Even though I live in Oklahoma, it should be the Cowboys. But I liked the Cowboys back in the day with Roger the Dodger. Then after that, they were okay with me. I liked the Green Bay Packers back in the '60s. So I don't really, when I was younger, because it's my father's team. So I mean, I don't really have a team. I just never have. It's just not been my thing for that. But I do love watching a good college football game. And some people say, well, do you like college football over NFL? I do like college football over baseball, over NFL. I do. I don't know why that is, but it's just something about the crowd. It's something about the atmosphere. It's something about I don't really call it loyalty, because NFL fans are loyal to their teams. I mean, you're loyal to your team. And everybody says, well, if Oklahoma had an NFL team, we'll just say, well, we have an NFL team there in Norman. You can't put an NFL team in Oklahoma City. Everybody tells me, oh, you can put one at Brick. No. First of all, there's not enough people to support an NBA team and an NFL team. It's just not enough money, not enough people. And you also have one in Norman. Just like in Kansas City, everybody talks about Kansas City trying to get an NBA team. Hell, they have an NBA team there in Lawrence. There's their NBA team, the KU Jayhawks. That's their NBA team. So you can't really I don't believe an NBA team or where a sport is, or put an NFL team where there's a college team. It's like that. Like, to me, it's like trying to put an NFL team in Alabama. Is that going to really happen? You can do it in Tennessee because Knoxville and Nashville aren't really close. I mean, they are, but that's really. I mean, you have your Tennessee, but it's totally different. And plus, there's way more money, way more people in order to do what you need to do there. So that's kind of like in Green Bay. You have Wisconsin. Yeah, you have Wisconsin, but people are Packers fans. So that's kind of how I look at it. But anyway, I do enjoy a great college football game, and I hated watching the OSU game because it was just terrible. It is what it is. I just don't know why Gundy, they love him. I've not really been a fan of his. It's just not. I'm a big fan of Kale, just not of him. And a lot of it maybe has to do with politics, whatever. I'm just not a fan of his, and it is what it is. Never have been. And I don't like how they do things there. And I have all these kids or parents that come up to me about what OSU offers them in NIL money versus what they can do somewhere else. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. All the money goes to football. But OSU they just do. It's just Oklahoma State. They have a little brother mentality. The people that run it have a little bit of a little brother mentality. The alumni, for the most part, have a little brother mentality. Now, I know some alumni who don't. I have good friends who don't. And then there are people that I know, like I was yelling at one the other day. Say, man, you're a typical OSU guy. You're a little brother mentality. It's what they have. Like, dude, I'm around people in Norman. They don't think the way you guys think. They just don't. I'm like, I don't understand how you can be just as wealthy as this dude over here, just as rich as this dude over here, and have a completely different mindset. I don't understand it. Oklahoma State has so much more to offer than OU does, except for football, which brings in all the money. But that being said, there's just as many people that have money in Norman. I mean, in Stillwater, there is in Norman. But the people in Stillwater don't give the money like they do in Norman. They just don't. They have a different mindset. And it's frustrating to me to be around it because I'm like, look, our university is fantastic. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You hire the best coaches. You have the money. You get the money. These people give the money. They'll get the money for winners. What are you doing? But you want football to be king. Well, football's good, but it ain't never been king, and it never will be. And then the one thing you don't exploit, you don't exploit. and that's basketball. You had a chance with Underwood. He was sitting there. You have two sellouts. You hadn't had sellout in 8 years. The gym is sold out, and then you don't hire him. You don't give him more money to keep him so you can continue selling out the arena. You can bring back the excitement. So he goes to Illinois, and exactly what should be happening in Stillwater is happening in Illinois. Exact same thing. Frustrating. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox when it comes to that. Sorry guys, I get it just angers me because I love my university. I just don't love how they do it. I just don't. I don't love how they look at it. It's just frustrating to me that they can do what they do. Now, in Big 12 here, the Big 12 scores for this past weekend, Baylor took care of business, BYU took care of business over Baylor. BYU is very underrated. They took care of business after beating K-State, came back and did that. Oklahoma State, of course, that game was so hard to watch. It really was. It was painful to watch that game. TCU took care of business over Kansas. Kansas is a scary team, but they haven't reached the potential. They've been a disappointment, I think, compared to what I thought Jalen was going to do this year. He really hasn't. And I thought they would be a lot farther ahead than they are. But congratulations to the Horned Frogs taking care of business. Colorado on the other side, 41-28. Everybody predicted UCF would beat them. But, hey, what did they do? Went down to University of Central Florida, handled their business. Travis Hunter, I don't know how he's not the leading candidate for the Heisman. I just don't know. I mean, yes, okay, he is a defensive guy. I get that. But the guy's offense too. And it'd be different if he wasn't performing on the offensive end the way he is. It would be completely different, but he is. So why is he not getting the credit? Why is he not getting the love that he should be getting? I don't understand that. I'm like, he's doing everything he needs to do on the defensive side, getting interceptions, scoring touchdowns on the other end, and he gets no love in the Heisman. I'm like, what are you people doing? What the hell are y'all looking at? I just don't understand some of these voters. I don't understand how they think. I'm just going, what the hell are you guys looking at? What do you need for a Heisman Trophy person to be? I thought it was supposed to be the best player in college. That's what I thought it was supposed to be, but it's really not. It's really not because, you shouldn't have one of those statues up there. Then, of course, Iowa State took care of business. Houston, getting rid of Dana. I mean, I know that they didn't like Hogerson, but, look at them. They're just – the one thing that they did have was his side of the football done. And that's clearly not what they have today. They don't have either side of football done. 20-0. They've gone back to the old Houston where they're not effective, they're not viable, they're not relevant at all. And it's just sad how far they have dropped. Then, of course, Cincinnati and Texas Tech, we knew going down to Lubbock, and I said that live before the game this weekend. Lubbock is a hard place to win. Basketball, football, baseball is a hard place to go get a W. And I said that. It's not an easy place to get a win. And they found that out with the quickness, that they could not get a win. There wasn't easy. And then, of course, Arizona at Utah. Man, actually, that was the other way around. I believe Utah beat Arizona. Arizona did not beat them. I don't know why the hell I did that. Arizona did beat them, 23-10. Arizona took care of business. I don't know what I was doing. But anyway, Arizona took care of business. Congratulations to them going to Utah. And after Utah beat Oklahoma State last weekend, but once again, it's just frustrating for me to be an alumni. For me to be as competitive as I am. To me to have the mentality that I do when it comes to winning. And to have to watch mediocrity. I just don't understand it. You have arguably the best running back in the country, and you don't use him. You showcase this quarterback. Run screens, throwing wing passes, throwing passes up the middle. Get the guy the ball, and you don't. It's just, But the coach will never go away because that's the decision that they made. And once again, that's how they think. And that's why my school, though I love it, will always be what it is now. Hoping that by me saying this, I don't get my pictures and stuff taken out of the Hall of Fame deal room again. But they'll probably piss off some people, and they'll probably snatch my stuff out. Once again, it's not like I didn't deserve it or anything, But it is what it is when you have to deal with that sort of thing. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a break and thank our sponsors. Want to thank SRB. If you have needs for surveying, engineering, or planning, hit our guys up. They love to be behind the scenes. If you have a complex that you want to build, they can lay it out, do all the surveying and the planning to make sure everything runs smoothly. They can do all that for you. So go ahead and look at those guys and get hooked up by them. Hook up my guy, Mark Long. He is the dude to get that done for you. So contact SRB. But also, if you have a water treatment plant, hey, who the hell doesn't like clean water? I don't know what baby boy does. Baby boy has a automatic drinking fountain that makes sure that his water is clean. So how do you not do the same thing for yourself? I mean, my dog has one, and I have one. So if I'm going to drink clean water, I make sure he drinks clean water. It is what it is. Collaborative Logic, if you have needs for computer software or networking to make your office run smoother, they can handle that. Also, you have a website. They can design a website for you. I know they did ours here at mcsportsnetwork.com. And by the way, you can go to www.mcsportsnetwork.com and you can purchase your clothing if you want to, your MC Sports Network. Now, we're going to be doing our hashtag Just Sayings, and you're going to be able to wear hoodies and all that. So if you want to do all that, you'll be able to design and get all of that squared away. Also, Oak Grove Trucking and my guy, Jose Fierro. If you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my boy up, please. Oak Grove Trucking, if you got the needs for that. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. Love those guys over there. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Hang on one second. Sorry about that. I had to blow my nose again. But anyway, or you can go into their 5 locations. The main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. Or you can go into the YNB East, which is off the Parkway in 66, or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, located at 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40 there. Cannot miss it, right in front of the hospital. And then, of course, YNB Peoples, located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. Cannot miss any of those places, okay? Go by and check out my boys. And then, of course, Elm Grove Clothing, my boy, Jonathan Binky. Triplet, text my guy, 405-332-8787. Let him know who you are and what you want. He's got a fantastic array of suits. And, in fact, I need to put my suit up here from when I was when I went to the JFK Awards. I need to put that up here. That way you can see what the kind of suits that my man makes. It's fantastic. But hit him up, Jonathan Binky Triplet. He's got some great stuff. And, of course, wintertime's coming. He's got all kind of different fabrics for cold weather, for summer weather. We've got the blends, the different blend fabrics that you can wear winter or summer. Need an overcoat. I know that I've ordered me an overcoat for this coming winter, so I can't wait for that. But hit my boy up over at Elm Grove Clothing, Jonathan Binky Triplet. He's the man over there. Hit my boy up. You'd love what he's doing over there. And then also, coming up, all right, sorry about that. Coming up, the Taste of Western is coming up. Tuesday, October 24th at the Will Rogers Theater. Here's the sponsorship form. If you want to sponsor, there's a presenting sponsor, gold sponsorship, silver sponsorship, and bronze. $6,000, $3,500, $2,000, and $500. I know my guy is doing a $500 sponsorship, and that's what it does. So hey, go ahead, and here's the information that you can contact them to get information on that if you want to be buy a table and be a sponsor and what all you get for them. But Taste of Western is fantastic and it's delicious with all the places on there. And places I go anyway. I already go to Rococo and I go to Sushi Neko. So, and my girl Jennifer Falkenstein had to remind me of how to say that correctly. So, Sushi Neko, not Nico, Sushi Neko. So, got that squared away. Anyway, that's where everything is at. You can get the tickets. It shows you where to do them. Taste of Western, October 24th at the Will Rogers Theater from 6 to 9. If you've never been, hey, I highly, highly recommend it. There's great restaurants over there. And remember, uh, oh God, what's the name of the place that's moving in there? The place from Luther that's now in Edmond, the Chicken Shack, is now right next door to Sopango's. And if you ever been to Chicken Shack, dude, you need to go. But like I said, the places I like to go are right over there. You can go to Sushi Neko, you can go to Rococo's. I go there. The new restaurant where VZD's is now. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, a place you can go over there and get some food over there too. All of them will be there. Everything on Western, of course. Flips, my favorite Italian place in Oklahoma City, will be there. Patrono is good too, but Patrono is not on Western, so they won't be there. But if you want to do that, please go ahead and check out Taste of Western. Here's the forums and how to get located with that. But I cannot wait for that. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be delicious. Cannot wait. I'm excited about that. And then, okay, I'm going to say this. In NBA news, in Thunder News, we're going to talk about, let's talk about Thunder News first because the Thunder just popped up. And I will be doing my show tonight, the first After the Storm preseason show that we'll be talking about the Thunder, their schedule, who they're coming up, Thunder News in a depth about what we're talking about now, how SGA excited about the additions of Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein and how he played with Alex. So I'm excited about that. And his press conference was today talking about the Thunder and what they think they're going to do. And, of course, SGA was voted by NBA executives as the preseason favorite player of the year. So the Thunder once again got lucky with the movement by Sam Presti. It's not lucky when you're good, and he's the one that got SGA here in Oklahoma City by trading for Kawhi. So anyway, congratulations to him. He is just, two-time first-team All-NBA, probably going to be a third-time NBA All-NBA again. And he's just fantastic. But so anyway, tonight we will be going over our first edition of After the Storm for this upcoming season. Well, I think it was the 16th year for the Thunder. Is that right? 16th, 17th year? I need to go over that and see what that is. But anyway, also we talked about Kawhi Leonard undergoing knee surgery this past offseason and how that could open up the door for the Thunder getting the number one pick. I mean, think about this. We have control over their next couple picks. And this one would be great because I don't know how good they're going to be this year. I mean, losing Paul George and Russell was a factor. But, I just think James Harden is not what he used to be, but he still has some streaks in him. And then Kawhi is going to be limited in what they do. But losing Paul George and Russell it's gonna hurt that team, even though they're young and they've got some players. I just don't know what's going to happen with them. And then remember, the reason why we're doing it is because next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow, is the first Thunder game, preseason game, and I think practice starts tomorrow. But that'll be their first preseason game, which will be a week from tomorrow on Tuesday on Bali at San Antonio, and then of course the first home game will be the 9th. I take that back. Monday. The first preseason game next Monday. That's right, because my birthday is the 10th, so that's Tuesday. Yeah, so October 9th is a Wednesday at home against the Rockets. And I know we'll probably go check that out and see what happens. Not going to stay there long, and I don't know if I'm going to report on that. I really don't report on preseason games that much because it's kind of, But we may just do the Oklahoma City Spurs, the Thunder Spurs, that first game just to see. But I don't know if we're going to do the Thunder in Oklahoma City on that Wednesday night, nor the 15th. So we're going to probably wait to do our Thunder We're going to do our Thunder pregame show tonight, but I'm just saying to do our After the Storm, which is where we talk about the Thunder after every game that they play. Preseason games, I don't really care about the other guys. I want to watch the starters and see what they do, and we'll see a little bit of that. So we may do one or two games, but for sure we'll probably do, excuse me, the Monday night game. We'll probably for sure do that one. And then, which is, of course, a week from today, we'll probably do that show and just kind of see what's going to happen from there. We'll do a preseason, pre-show on the Unpopular Hour, and then we will do our show following that game next Monday night. So be looking forward to that and see what happens in that. In NBA news, we have a sad thing. Dikembe Mutombo passed away due to brain cancer at 58. today. And it was sad cancer, sad deal to see him go. Everybody remembers the finger he used to point, shake his finger when you come down and he block your shot, telling you, don't come here, big boy. You can't handle this. And I love Mutombo. I thought he was fantastic. Love watching him play. It's kind of sad that he passed away. Once again, cancer got another person, which it tends to do. It tries to sneak up on people. And it is what it is. I just don't know. With all the technology and with all the money they spent, we don't have some sort of cure for that. You would think that, I know they make a bunch of money off of it, off the drugs, but I just don't understand how we don't have some sort of cure for that by now. You know what I mean? You know how many billions of dollars they spend on cancer research and with all the computers, and now with AI, a computer can't come up with, okay, here are the symptoms, this is what happens, this is how you cure it. I just don't know how that's not available to people. But of course, they make so much money on the other side of it, that's why. Now, something that I keep talking about, and I know we brought it up last week, this is something I'm so excited about, is the Netflix series Starting Five. Starting Monday, which is next Wednesday night, a week from this coming Wednesday, which is going to follow KD, LeBron, Ant-Man, Sabonis, and Jason Tatum throughout last year. So it followed them the whole season. So you're going to see behind the scenes how they react with their family. And if you saw the Netflix quarterback or wide receiver, then you know what I'm saying. So I like the fact that they did this. And of course, LeBron was going to do it simply because he probably was one of the executive producers, I would think, kind of like what Peyton Manning got him, so he could get him on board with it. But I'm excited to see this because, these guys are acting with their families, how they treat the fans, how things happen. And of course, a lot of it's going to probably be edited out to make sure that they clean everything up. So it's nothing that's going to be disparaging to the player. So I'm sure that's going to be it. But it's just going to be nice to see how they live, how they act with each other. So I'm excited about watching that a week from Wednesday on the 9th. That's why I keep bringing it up, because I think that's fantastic on how that's all set up and what's going to do with that. So hopefully you guys are just like me and want to watch that and see how it's breaking out. But remember, tonight we will be doing our first After the Storm preseason Thunder show. So be ready for that. Looking forward to seeing that happen. In NFL yesterday, well, let's do WNBA since we're talking about basketball. We might as well do WNBA. The Liberty and the Aces played, and still I want to know how the hell you got Linescu and Breonna Stewart on the same team. How did the Liberty do that? Now, of course, the Aces took care of business over them last year. They struggled, but they've come back really focused this year. They're the number one overall seed, and after getting beat last year, you could just tell they're just a completely different team on how they look, the way they interact with each other, and the way they score. I think the Liberty are going to win the championship this year. The Aces, of course, back-to-back champions. I just don't see how they come back. But they've got another game tomorrow, which we'll highlight. We'll talk about that tomorrow. And then the Sun and the Lynx. How about those Sun going into Minnesota and getting a W, 73-70. And, of course, that the Sun is who the Indiana Fever played. But anyway, congratulations to the Sun. What a good job by the Connecticut Sun going into Minnesota, handling their business, 73-70, a nice win on the road now. They've taken home court advantage. Remember, it's the best 3 out of 5. Okay? 2 out of 3 in the first round, 3 out of 5 this round. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. And when you look at the playoffs, this is basically how it's set up. The semifinals is a best of 5, and the finals is a best of 5. So if you can get that first game, now all of a sudden it does. So you got one more game in Minnesota, then you have 2 games at home, and then the finals will be 2 games in Connecticut, and then the finals will be held back in Minnesota. So that's the way it sets. And so you got to like what you see here. I like the setup, and congratulations to them. That's a huge thing, them taking care of business. It really is. I mean, Connecticut, y'all go in there and y'all get that W. That's a huge win by y'all for y'all to be able to do that. And congratulations to them going to Minnesota and getting a W. Now, I was listening to, what was it? It was 60 Minutes yesterday. And it was talking about the WNBA, the contracts are coming up and what's going to happen with all this. And we're going to go into more about this tonight on After the Storm because it is basketball related. But it was talking about the WNBA and, how the money they make, what is it, $70,000, I think, for a rookie. And then they were looking at what, A'ja Wilson makes. And I'm like, okay, first of all, How the hell should y'all make as much money as the men? You've had 1 year. You've lost money every year. Now, it is their contract coming up, and they want to be 50-50 what the NBA is as far as players. Remember, the NBA used to get 51%, now 40 and 49, now it's 50-50 with the owners. So you want to do the revenue sharing. Okay, I get that. But remember, these teams only get so much percentage of the money because the NBA is the ones that are really funding them. They get the majority of the money. So, they're talking about, well, they're making this. They have one comma after they want two commas. You've had 1 year of success. And you've got one player who's, Angel Reese kind of helped a little bit, but you got one player which is everybody wants to see. And you've got more eyes to it. And the reason why the NBA is falling out is because nobody knows who the hell these players are. You play one and you're done. You're not going for 2 or 3 years, so fans can be invested into you. And then when you get to the NBA, you're ready to go. Now, boom, because of the agency and the way it works, and I can promise you, if the money gets bigger in the WNBA, the exact same damn thing's going to happen to them. The reason why y'all popular is because fans get to see you, and they get to see you in college, and they know who the hell you are. In the NBA, it doesn't because of agents. And if you think all of a sudden the money's going to go up and they're not going to do the same thing for you, hell yes. And you're going to have the same issues that they have. That's what's going to happen. So enjoy this. Enjoy what's happening. But, for you guys to treat Caitlin Clark the way you did, taking the cheap shots at her the way y'all have done, you just stop that shit. Because the only reason why you got chartered flights is because of her. The only reason why you got this TV stuff because of her. Not because of y'all. Now, all the people came for her. Yes, y'all, those ladies kept the sport alive. But it's because of the ones who come in, and mainly her, that all of a sudden you went from griping about in airports. And like one of the players say about how she misses her miles. No, you don't. You miss your miles you get for free flights and hotel stays over being able to play a game and be at home in your bed that night? Really? Huh. Well, I don't. Plus, the hotels you're staying in now compared to where you used to. You used to have roommates, now you don't. I mean, but the WNBA is going to lose, what they say, $50 million this year? Revenue sharing? You're losing money. Because now, with the new TV deal coming in, yeah, you're going to make more money than 100%. And that's going to probably cover that stuff. But you're staying in 5-star hotels and you're doing chartered flights. That's money that you didn't have before that has come in and is getting sponsors to pay for it. But you're still in the negative. So you got to start doing a little bit more to get in there. But I am excited about the WNBA and what they are doing. So now let's get into the pro football and NFL. Boy, I just hate this weather. It's just beating me up. Hot, cold, make up your damn mind. I don't care. Make up your mind one way or another. The scores from yesterday was some hell of a games we saw. Tell you what, having sinus issues is not a good thing, bro. And those of you who have them know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. It is not fun at all. But anyway, yesterday the Bengals got their first win, and they really didn't play that great. But they got their first win over the Panthers. They look completely different without Bryce playing. And you can see him over there sitting on the sidelines. And I just believe that they should have set him last year. They should have did what they're doing now, like what they did Mahomes. Give him a year and, let him play under a veteran quarterback so he can see how everything's done instead of throwing him in there getting killed and taking his confidence away. So I like what I'm seeing from the Panthers. You got a veteran quarterback in there, the Red Rocket or whatever the hell they call him. I mean, I think he's still okay, but, he's not a starting quarterback. It's just it was coming on, but he's playing well for them and doing what he needs to do because he's a veteran. Saints and Panthers, wow. Panthers 2-2, Saints 2-2. The Saints, are they really what we thought they were going to be? I mean, they've come back and they've come down to earth a little bit, but you got to thank the Falcons and what they're doing there in Atlanta. Congratulations to them. Last second field goal to win that ball game, and what a game it was. And I tell you what, that's the one thing I do like about pro football is some of the where the teams are evenly matched and how it works. Jaguars over the Texans. Trevor Lawrence missing throw after throw. Something's not right. And Doug Peterson, he is the new coach. He is the coach there, and they were. Excuse me. Sorry. Doug Peterson, I don't know what's going on with Trevor. And it's not like he doesn't have guys wide open. Christian Kirk was wide open for a touchdown. The other guy, I can't think what his name was, wide open for a touchdown. He overthrew two touchdown passes, and he missed. So you can't really blame coaching when your guy's there and you can't complete the pass. That's nothing to do with the coach. That's about you. So I don't know what's going on with Trevor. I don't know if there's some sort of something happening with him and the coach, but clearly there's something going on there at Jacksonville that needs to be fixed. Excuse me, everybody. I'm just blowing my nose. I didn't want to do it right there in front of y'all. So, Broncos and the Jets. Aaron Rodgers. Why are you hard counting on the 1 yard line? You're going into the end zone. Just run the play. Quit trying to be smarter than everybody on the field. Just run the play. Just run it. What are you doing? Of course, Jets get beat. You win. If they hit that, if they score that touchdown, they win 16-10. Or they win 13-10. Because the Broncos weren't going to score on that defense. Wasn't going to happen. But once again, Aaron Rodgers, being the smartest man on the field, did what he did. And the coach was completely right. Robert Saleh was completely right. Why are you doing a hard count and your guy's going to jump offside? Why are you doing a hard count? And he goes, well, Aaron Rodgers, it had happened. It's an anomaly. Why are you doing a hard count on the goal line? Just hand the ball off and score. Why are you trying to get them to jump off sides for what? Get you 1 inch closer? That's all you're going to get, 1 inch? Maybe it would matter. I don't know. But anyway, congratulations to the Broncos. They felt really good going into New York and getting a W. Vikings, Packers, the Vikings, they're for real. I mean, they are absolutely for real. That team right there and what they're doing offensively and defensively, Sam Darnold playing fantastic. The defense, it's just you got weapons all over the place, and he's dialing them up. He's basically Kirk Cousins now. He's dialing them up. He has hit players left and right, and of course, them and Chiefs are now the last two undefeated teams in NFL. But you gotta love what the Vikings are doing right there. Steelers and the Colts. What can you say? The old man comes in. The Steelers did not. They did not see him coming, and the Steelers just laid an egg. You got to win that game, but it's hard when you get a new quarterback that the defense hadn't been preparing for. He comes in and he's a complete different mess. Of course, now he's at the Colts. I remember last year he was at the Browns, and you got to appreciate what he was doing. Rams and the Bears. The Bears took care of business. Why? Because Caleb Williams had a running game. Makes all the difference when you can hand the ball off and he can do something with it. All the difference. Congratulations to the Bears becoming 2-2, and then the Rams. As you know, we talked about the Rams they're so beat up. There's so many guys hurt. It's just a bad thing for them. So many guys hurt. You can't. It's like the Chiefs. They're falling apart, but the difference is one is Patrick Mahomes and one is older. So we'll just see what's going to happen with that and what's going to go. So we'll see what happens in that. Eagles, Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield took a shot at Tom Brady. Yes, you heard what I just said. Baker Mayfield took a shot at Tom Brady. I don't understand that one at all. How the hell are you going to take a shot at Tom Brady? Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield took a shot at Tom Brady. And as Tom Brady said, well, I guess it's pressure if you haven't won a Super Bowl. Oh, Baker, touchdown maker. You're so funny. He's getting back to that cocky attitude again, dude. When you were humble, made all the difference. Now you get to back being cocky again. You get some success. You're feeling good about yourself. There you go, getting yourself in trouble. Stay with that humble road. You got cocky, and look what happened. Be humble, brother. Be humble. You got the Patriots and the Niners. The Niners took care of business. Of course, we thought they would. Brock Purdy did really well without his weapons, but once again, the Patriots, they're just they're nobody expecting anything from them. I mean, they're just we'll see what happens. They're lucky to do what they've done thus far. The Commanders, 80%. Jay Daniels, 80% completion rate. 80%. I tell you what, Cliff Kingsbury's got him rolling. He's got him rolling. Unbelievable what he's doing there. Unbelievable what he's doing there. He's got the guy, and of course he's had Patrick Mahomes, and then he had Kyler Murray. So he's had a quarterback that he knows you can take what their deficiencies and what they struggle with, and you can help this rookie not make the mistakes that they made with him because he's had two quarterbacks just like him. He coached Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech, and then he was the Arizona Cardinals coach, and he coached Kyler Murray. So he knows what to do with a guy like that, and he's maximizing his ability based on here's what Mahomes' deficiencies were. And I forgot he also coached. Oh my God, what's his name? Caleb Williams at USC. So he knows what these guys are and what they've got to do. And remember, he could have been the coach for the Bears, and they chose Eberflus. He could have. Why the hell would you take Caleb's college coach who knows what his strengths and weaknesses are? You can, once again, Chicago. Some organizations are just not well ran. They're just not. And they are who they are. I mean, why the hell are you keeping a defense? I mean, you got the guy, you know you're going to draft Caleb. Why would you take his former coach? At least if offensive coordinator. Why the hell you kept him in? Why would you take him as offensive coordinator? Really? The guy who coached the guy you're about to draft, he coached him, and you don't take him as the offensive coordinator. And the Bears are what? Struggling. Then, of course, the Browns at the Raiders. Deshaun Watson. And I love me some Deshaun Watson. I really did. I really like me some Deshaun Watson. I loved him at Clemson. Loved when he was there at Houston and the things he did. But he's just mentally he's just messed up. But there's nothing they can do. They're on the hooks for so much money. There's nothing they can do. Absolutely nothing. They got to keep him. There's nothing they can do. But once again, bad teams make bad decisions, and when they do, it costs you $230 guaranteed $1 million. Just ridiculous. Bills and Ravens. The Ravens finally showed what they should be doing with Derrick Henry being able to run the football, and then Lamar Jackson being Lamar Jackson. And it's just crazy what they do. It's just insane. It really is. And how good he is and what he does. And he's just got the one guy sitting his way, Patrick Mahomes, and he may be able to get past him. He may not. We'll just see. Because remember, the only game that the only time he beat him is when Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbled when the Chiefs were just trying to hold the ball to kick the field goal to put the game out of reach. What did they do? Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbled going right into the middle of the line, and they drove down and won the game. So that was going to be it. You kick a field goal, you win the game, it's over. You have to run the clock out. And he fumbled, and that's the only game that he's beaten Mahomes. But the Ravens, well, I told you I left them in my top 10, and we'll go over that in a minute when I do my power rankings. Titans and the Cardinals. We're doing we're doing the power rankings tomorrow, and we're going to kind of change that around. But I left the Ravens in from last week. Everybody remembers. Everybody took them out. I didn't take them out. I'm like, no, screw that. I'm not taking them out. After they lost against the Chiefs, I said, no, they lost the second game. I said, no, they're still in. Of course, they spanked the Cowboys and came back and spanked the Bills. So I left them in there. I was like, I'm one of the few people who, I'm not going to discard them. I mean, they lost some games, but they're better than what you think they are, and they have come back to prove me correct. Mundo. Titans at the Cardinals. Man, I tell you what, the Titans got a W, but I just look at that and I'm just, man, uh, that game right there, I don't know what to say. Then of course, these are the wrong stats. These aren't even scores. Where are my scores at? Is that even the right scores? Oh, I shouldn't have put that in. The Bills and Ravens was the last game. That's why. I'm sorry, I messed up on that, guys. The Bills and the Ravens. Let me fix that because that's going to drive me crazy. The Bills and the Ravens. That's what I say. Well, they played last week. The last games were today, and then of course we have tonight. The games that are coming on. So let me fix that. That drives me crazy. I hate that. I just overcooked it when I did my when I did my scores. I overcooked that. I apologize for that. Let me see, where is it? If I can find, there we go. I should have left that on there. I know better than that, guys. Sorry. There we go. NFL scores. There we go. That's what it should have looked like. That's what it should have looked like. My bad, guys. Apologize for that. But anyway, that's everything you seen right there. Like I said, they are looking good. And then, of course, tonight we have the Titans at the Dolphins. Tyler Huntley is now the quarterback for the Dolphins. They went and got him from the Ravens, so we'll see what's going to happen there. I mean, it's ugly. I don't know what. I mean, it's. I don't want to watch that game. Seahawks and the Lions. I'll wait and watch that game tonight. We'll be doing the show this afternoon. Like I said, this evening we're going to do after the storm. Before the game started at 7 o'clock. That 6:30 game. I mean, nobody gives a shit about that. No, I won't. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do tonight on After the Storm. We're going to do our show to kind of promote that and to give everybody some love on that. So that's what we're going to do on After the Storm tonight. So that being said, I'm going to get everything tightened up so that I can get that all packed up so we can go and get ready for the show somewhere else tonight. We're doing a remote somewhere else out on a patio this afternoon to do our After the Storm, our first show, because we did this last year at the same particular place. So we don't want to change that deal. So we're going to do it again there on the patio, our first show. So we're going to do that again this year. So that being said, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Hope they're enjoying this weather. I hope somebody's out there playing golf, because I don't get a chance to, so I hope somebody's out there playing golf. And congratulations to my guy, Gary Vick. Also, nice ride, brother. Like that new Benz you got. Loving it. So, anyway, that being said, peace out.